Welcome back to the channel. I hope you had a good weekend. And as you can see in the grain store today, it's empty. We've emptied this over the last few days. Just got the bucket in here, it's where I put the Defender at night. And we've just started her up. Oh, it's a bit dark in here. Could also do at some point with getting this Defender washed off. It hasn't been cleaned off in ages. Well, listening to Farming Today this morning, and they were talking about importing foreign butchers from overseas to come here and do the work which people in this country don't want to do. And respect to all the butchers out in the UK. It's a hard job, and you know, we do appreciate you. There's a couple of butchers I use locally in Beccles, and they always do a top job. So I just hope we have enough people in the country, enough youngsters coming on who want to be butchers in the future. We're now in the Manitou, and I had a little bit of a problem with filling up the Manitou on fuel because our fuel line's broken, and earlier on I went to Beccles, local town near the farm, for anyone who doesn't know, and I got a fuel line fabricated. That would be an expensive mistake. I've come into the shed because I'm after the bucket. This is a Cherry Products bucket which I don't use for muck and sort of mud and things like that. This is what I save for literally just wood chip and barley, so it's always clean. Stops stones and stuff going through the boiler. We chipped all of this wood in here. This is about 80-100 tons of wood chip. We've already burned through the 8 tons in the hopper, so I'd say probably every 2 or 3 weeks we fill this up, and it then ignites the wood chip. So it burns it with a little bit of electricity. Doesn't use that much electricity, but just enough. The auger in the middle extracts the chip into the auger, and then on the outside you get these edges here, which we're just looking at now. And then once it gets empty, I just come along with a bucket and just push the edges in. You'll see they'll just fall into the hole, like there we go. And that's part of, you just have to do that every time. So that's the burner filled up, so I can just leave that bucket there now for the rest of the year like that until we empty all the chip. Very important that the wood chip's clean throughout the year, otherwise it's just a waste of time with this wood chip, because if you get stones in the machine, you can break it down, you're going to be looking at new parts and things like that. So it's a very expensive mistake to have stones in your wood chip. Right, I've just put the Manitou away. We've been using it for the boiler today, loading up the biomass and emptying the horse muck, filling up the yards with silage and straw. This is where the 6Rs are living at the moment. It just needs a cultivator putting on it this afternoon. That is a new fuel line. My old one broke, and I worked out why it was broken, because when I dropped the lid down, the lid was hitting my old hose, whereas now it doesn't hit the hose on the way down. And I also managed to get a flexible piece on that hose now. It's got a swivel top. This has got a swivel top. It's also got an automatic shut-off release. Filled up the tractor with fuel, and I've reset the gauge just here. Because I'm doing some contract work at the moment, I can keep track of all the fuel which I'm using. And if you look there, it's full. So we're now full on red diesel. Luckily I managed to get a delivery yesterday, and I'm now thinking about a second tank. because this is 2,400 litres, this one. TRS, this is who dropped the hose off today. Unfortunately, they didn't get me the right parts, so I had to go to Beccles. I went to a plumbing store and they got me a I have to remember this, a 1/4 to 3/4 reducer 90-degree bend, and that's what I'd needed to finish the tank, the fuel tank hose. So anyway, new hose, new fuel tank. We've had this one for a year, and we're also looking at another fuel tank to join this one. Might buy two and have one inside, as I said earlier on in the year. Two 400s, which would mean I'd have about 4,800 litres. This tractor takes about 270 litres per fill, and if you think well, at the moment I'm running 2,500 litres, 2,400 litres. I go through this tank probably, when I'm busy, I'll easily go through one of these tanks in a week if I'm busy, especially at silage. So I probably could do with a second tank, especially for silage and what I'm doing now, contracting, because we go through quite a bit of diesel, which we didn't go through before. So I might look at an old, I was going to say we'll look at an old diesel tank and try and do a refurbished job, but these new ones are so affordable. We picked this up for £1,500 and it's bunded, it came with everything. The filter, that probably needs changing actually. The pump and the fuel nozzle, which had broken, but I've worked out why now. I've actually gone for a bigger bore piece of rubber as well. The old one was made of Continental rubber, which I'm not too keen on. This is a different type of rubber. I don't like Continental rubber, never been the biggest fan of it. The tractor run that on Michelin. They've been pretty good, although as Diddy said, the tyre fitter, good on the front, the Michelins. They do wear down hard, but they do crack on the old sidewalls. So might look at something else, might look at Trelleborg next time. I have got a couple of Trelleborgs just over here actually for a new job. Had a delivery of these the other day for the Vadestad rollers. So we've got to put these new Trelleborgs on and get them fitted to the Vadestad. I've also got to take the Vadestad hydraulic ram off whilst I get these tyres changed because the ram's gone on it again. Little 434, she's back on the scraper. Richie scraper does the job. This old girl. Just make sure it's half gear. Yeah. Some rig, eh? The old International. Look at that, JD. We'll have a look at a few others, mate. We will have a look at a few others. Case Puma, New Holland T6, a very special New Holland, which we'll be finding out about later on in the week. Look at this, Landy. I put some special rain protection on this bonnet in the weekend. It's sad, isn't it? I spent my weekend polishing the Land Rover bonnet, but look how the rain bubbles up over the bonnet, stops it going through the paint. Brilliant idea. I had somebody who commented the other day and said I should have gone for a cheap truck and I shouldn't be spending £60,000 on a Defender. Well, I didn't actually pay £60,000 for this. I paid, I'll be transparent with you guys, £35,000. And I think actually, if you're comparing this Defender to expensive tractors, which are overpriced, it's probably not a bad investment because I have been keeping an eye on them and they've been going up in value a little bit and holding their money. What I might do in the future though is, as the chap had said, I might buy a second-hand pickup truck to keep miles off this Defender because it's a fairly nicely spec'd one, and I only realised the other day that it is one of the, I believe it was one of 400 or 300 of the Huey specials, which was limited editions to mark the end of Land Rover, or the Defenders, which is pretty cool. So it's actually quite a valuable Defender, and I need to take really good care of it, but I do enjoy using it every day on the farm, that's the thing, so who knows, we'll see. It really wants to just stay in the shed, to be honest. So this afternoon I'm going to read out something I haven't done for a long time. I'm going to read out some of your comments. Bond tractor's got to be British and have some speed and needs to be a classic. Has to be an older JCB fast track. Well, James Bond's tractor, we've had some brilliant comments about this one. I think would be probably a fast track. I think that would be brilliant. Probably one of those new black JCBs, 4220s with like the silver wheels. Don't know why you need a second tractor really. For the amount you do, surely just an extra cost that's not needed. Well, that's right, that's from Chris Marshall there. Thanks, Chris. You know, at the end of the day, if I want to have a second tractor, I can go out and buy one. Put the work in. You know, sometimes it's not about whether you can warrant something or not. It's just about, you know, whether the farm pays for itself from other things, if that makes sense. I have a bigger farm than you do, and a lot of contracting as well. And you do not need that computerized high-tech absolute rubbish. I have none with auto steer or anything. Hayseed 6850. Thanks very much for that. That's lovely that you're farming without high-tech rubbish, as you put it. That's fair dues. Paul Thompson, really nice cattle truck. Can you get a smaller size? Would like one for our farm. Problem is our biggest tractor is a Ford 7740. Yes, you can get the Johnson Brothers cattle floats in, they do them in smaller configurations. Go and check them out. Johnson Brothers in Fintona, Northern Ireland. Ollie has, this one's from Stephen Osgathorpe. Ollie, I assume you know the speed limits for tractors in the UK. I think what Stephen's referring to is, in a previous video, I was speaking about high-speed tractors, which can do 65k in the UK. And I am aware of the law in the UK, it's only 40 kph we're legally allowed, but everyone goes around with 50k. Why do the manufacturers sell 60k tractors, you know? It's just one of those things. You know, we probably shouldn't be doing 50k, but we are. So, you know, it is what it is. The new Valtra T-Series would be perfect for you. It's got enough weight and a 57 kilometers an hour transmission. It is also a good front loader tractor, and it's got a very good GPS system. Please demo one. Well, Anders, thanks for that comment. We'll have a look at the new Valtra T-Series tractor in the future. Hopefully that's something we can have a look at. And the last comment, Charles Sutton from Canada. Great video again, Ollie. Yes, the John Deere needs something on the front. Definitely going to get more traction. It needs it, and we'll make it more balanced. Absolutely right. Thanks for that comment. I've been noticing that the 6R's slipping, and especially with the rain we've got this afternoon, it's going to be slipping even more. So I need that front weight pretty soon. I can always put the front loader on though to get a little bit extra traction. It's one of those things. Give every video a thumbs up. It's much appreciated. We're able to keep on going with everything we're doing. And hey, be positive, even in these dark times ahead. And I'll catch you on the next one.